Hello there, I am back. So in 2024, in the beginning of Jan, I read Khalid Hosseini and I was so shocked that that writer have published only 3 books. The two of them are my favorites now. If you are someone who wants to read. If you are someone who wants to read Khalid Hosseini's work, I would say just start with The Kite Runner.
It is the best.
Next, based on friendship, and the story revolves around that. But Thousand Splendid Sun feels so sad for the main character. Khalid Hosseini's books give the impression that will never leave your brain. There is so much Afghanistan, there is so much of Kabul. Like he makes you cry. I bet he makes you cry. How beautifully. It's like how beautifully he has explained everything. And the mountains echo. This is the 3rd book. Wants to read. Why every time I'm saying read? If you wanna read, please read Khalid Hosseini. बहुत तारीफ हो गया खालिद हुसैनी का, बहुत तारीफ हो गया, बट ज़रूरी था. After reading every book by Khalid Hosseini, I started reading this. It's a book by Paulo Coelho, and I have marked so many things, and I really loved this book. I'll show. Okay, something which I have marked. I have two colors here, a blue and a pink. I'll show which I loved the most. Oh my god, see. What I do know is that meeting that man left me feeling more confident and showed me I was still capable of loving and being loved. And it taught me something else that I'll never forget. Finding one important thing in your life doesn't mean you have to give up all other important things. आजकल की जनरेशन के लिए बहुत important है ये समझना. It's like you can see how random things which are written in this book are so beautifully written. Let's read the second quote. I am loving this. So what's the point of looking for an answer then? We don't look for an answer, we accept, and then life becomes much more intense, much more brilliant, because we understand that each minute, each step that we take has meaning that goes far beyond us as individuals. We realize that somewhere in the time and space, this question does have an answer. We realize that there is a reason for us being here, and for us that is enough. I'm telling you, it's a nice book. Every individual will find something different in this book. Definitely. It's a nice book. So after this book, I read what I read.
Oh my god.
Do you know Murakami? Oh my god. I started with Norwegian Wood. Oh. Just this bookmarkings will tell you how much I love this book. Murakami is a author which will see. You will get involved in this book. You will have to go through everything again and again. You will give a thought on every single line. I took a lot of time for reading this book, and I went through this very slow. Murakami's work is different from the other authors I have read. It revolves around death, mental sickness, and love. Murakami, the Kafka on the Shore. You can see here are also so many tags. From these tags, I just want to read something. Things outside you are projection of what's inside you, and what's inside you is projection of what's outside. So when you step into a labyrinth outside you, at the same time you are stepping into a labyrinth inside. Are you getting? That's why I was saying Murakami is so tough to read. Then next, sometimes fate is like small sandstorm that keeps changing directions. You change direction, but the same sandstorm chases you. You turn again, but the storm adjusts. Over and over you play this out like some ominous dance with death just before dawn. Bro, he could have written how you go towards death, right? But the way he have written, boom, It's just boom. कभी कभी authors इतना deep लिख देते हैं, you have to go through that sentence again and again until you realize, oh, इसको ये कहना था. समझ रहे हो? नहीं समझ रहे. कहने का बात ये है कि तुम उसे सिंपली लिख सकते थे, बट तुम्हें लिखना ही मुश्किल वर्ड्स में है कि आगे वाला और मुश्किलों के साथ सोचे. पर क्यों? Okay, leave it. So after reading 2 books by Murakami, I wanted to read something simple, and I thought I would read Colin Hoover. So I took Regretting You. I know there are so many haters of Colin Hoover, but I started reading Colin Hoover way before the movie was created. Okay, the language is simple. Like, you can understand the way she has written everything, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try and we will read something more. So I started with It Ends With Us, then I read It Starts With Us, then I read Ugly Love, then I read Reminders of Him, then I read November 9, then I read Verity, then I read All Your Perfects, then I read Laila, and then I never stopped. So I am that kind of person. If I started a particular author, I will read every book published by that author. If you're someone who really hates Colin Hoover, who is like, I don't want to read anything, I would suggest just read Verity once. Okay? Just read that book. That book is a thriller. That book contains mystery. That book have suspense. Colin Hoover is okay, but the book Verity is damn good. And after that, I read whatever I got under the category of psychological thrillers. I just got that hype why people love psychological thrillers.
और daylight जा रहा है. I want to talk about more books.
और एक book पढ़ा था, The Spanish Love Deception. In the beginning, you will be like, okay, बड़ा slow plot है, and after that, you will be like, oh, it is a slow burn romance. Like, it will begin, okay. How much I am blushing ना. It's like just time pass के लिए कुछ पढ़ना था and I took this book. उतना भी अच्छा नहीं है, इतना ही कहेंगे. After that again Colin Hoover. This is not a single book. There is a series. Slammed is the first, second is Point of Retreat, and third is This Girl. The main character's point of view. Third book is the same plot but with different point of view. Next, I read a book which is called Becomes Air. It is a book by Paul. It's a good book. Then after that, I read The Life of a Stupid Man. And this book is hard to explain. It's like a book of a depressed man and a sad life, and it revolves around that. I've mentioned this book in that video with Adele, and this is Looking for Alaska by John Green, and he's author of The Fault in Our Stars, and this book is good. It's really good. Series was okay, but I like the book more. I want to read something from this. If people were rain, I was drizzle and she was hurricane. You can understand the characters from this sentence. We are as indestructible as we believe ourselves to be. It's inspiring. Because memories fall apart too and you are left with nothing. It's depressing. Okay, leave it. But the book was good.
After that, oh my god, after that,
my era of reading psychological thriller began. After that, I read so many books by Frida McFadden. The first one was Never Lie. The Housemaid. Oh my god. I loved that book, I just loved that book, The Housemaid. And शायद इस पे movie भी आ रहा है on The Housemaid. After that, I read Murder on the Orient Express. It's a nice plot. After that, again, I read Frida McFadden. And I read The Teacher. At the end, you'll be like, wait, what? Again, Frida McFadden, The Boyfriend. This book is also good. You know what? In every book by Frida McFadden, from the starting till the middle of the book, you'll be like, okay. You will create the possible outcomes, and the end will be like so super shocking. In last year, I started a series, and that was the Dark Verse series, and that is dark romance, and that was so good. Can you see my expressions? That was just so good. So in this series, there are 6 books. The first one is The Predator. There is Tristan and Morana, the main characters. Okay. The second is The Reaper. The third is The Emperor. It's just so good, okay? And the fourth one is The Finisher. The fifth book is The Annihilator. And sixth book is The Syndicator. Okay, where everything concludes, and all the stories of all the four main couples, it ends in this last book. The first book of Dark Verse is The Predator. Oh my god, कितना बताओ, कितना नहीं हो रहा है मुझे. द प्रेडेटर, ये बुक में इट्स लाइक डार्क वर्स इसलिए है क्योंकि इट रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड mafia and romance, and there is spice and everything is there. It gives you the main idea what is happening, and there are actually two. I don't want to spoil. I just don't want to spoil. If you want to read something about dark romance and you want it, if you just want to read something dark romance, read the Dark Verse. You will get to know about these characters in the way they have grown, in the way the character development is till the end. Every character is so beautifully described by the author. You might have seen on Instagram there are edits, people make edits about books, and there are so beautiful edits of these characters on Instagram. So I have a different highlight on my Insta where I have uploaded the book I read and the related highlight. And I love Tristan. I just love Tristan, and I love Dante. Dante and Amara have different spot in my heart, okay? Sixth book, Syndicator, is published recently. I think it's published in last month. I don't remember. Like after reading Dante, you'll be fan of Dante. And the way Tristan is obsessed with Morana, and the way he treats her, and the way every male character treats women is written so beautifully. चलो ये तो हुई सारी पिछले साल की बुक्स. सो अभी शुरू किया है अगेन फ्रीडा मैकफेडन. I just completed The Inmate by Frida McFadden because बहुत हो गया ना, रोमांस हो गया, अब फिर से थ्रिलर पे आ गई मैं. I cannot stay without reading a psychological thriller. So if you have any suggestion, just write it in the comment section. When you read, you create a community. I have friends who tell me what they are reading, what they liked. For all the people out there who just say that don't read this, read that, what are you reading, this is not good for you, what is fiction, man, self-help books are good. Well, for all those, I just want to say, just read what you like, I'll read what I like. Okay, good recommendations given in a nice way are better than criticizing. Be a little bit kind. See you next time. Bye bye. After reading it's like makeup product review. Breeder, Murakami. It is difficult to say that this such kind of book is understandable or not factual or fiction either. And yeah, that's all.